In the early 2000s, Cartoon Network gave the green light to a show all about a charismatic group of 5 crime-fighting superheroes, the Teen Titans. And as all of you watching know, it was a massive hit. So much so that 10 years on from its debut, Cartoon Network produced a brand new Teen Titans show called Teen Titans Go. So if you're a fan of the old Teen Titans or Teen Titans Go, get ready as we're about to go through the entire series from start to finish. Well, it's not technically finished yet, but I'll take you up to the latest aired episode. Here we go. Oh, before we start getting super, there's some stuff you guys will want to know. The Titans themselves are a team of 5 fierce but friendly supers: Robin, Starfire, Cyborg, Raven, and Beast Boy. Each of them have their own unique powers. Apart from Robin, but he makes up for it by being freaking Robin. Tagging along with the crew is a familiar phrase from the old days: Silky, Starfire's loyal larva, and the designated Teen Titans mascot. Together, these Super Six serve and protect their home, Jump City, as there's always a vile villain around the corner ready to cause chaos. I think that's the basics covered. One more thing before we start. This series has a few really fun episodes called The Night Begins to Shine. These episodes are some of the best in the show, but due to copyright reasons, I can't cover them. But please check them out. They're good fun. Now let's dive in. The start of our superhero journey begins with the episode Legendary Sandwich, where Raven is watching a TV show called Pretty Pretty Pegasus. It's a personal favorite of hers. Just then, she gets bothered by the boys, who are eating one of Robin's legendary sandwiches, messily over her. Raven overhears that they would do anything to get a real legendary sandwich, and comes up with an idea to get rid of them. Raven tells them about a real-life legendary sandwich in her Ancient Legends book, which could provide immortality. A sandwich so dangerous that the ingredients were scattered in random places so they could never be assembled. The plan works as Raven hopes. Cyborg looks for the mystical bacon in Lava Lake, as he has heat resistance. Beast Boy digs for the king's lettuce buried deep underground, which he reaches using his ability to transform himself into a gopher. Starfire searches for the stellar tomato located among the stars. And Robin has the most dangerous task of all: buying pretzel bread from a local supermarket. Believe me, with the cost of living these days, that's scary.
I need some pretzel bread, the freshest you've got. Make it quick. This place is really bumming me out.
Meanwhile, back at Titan Tower, Raven can finally enjoy her show in peace and quiet. But the other Titans? Well, things don't go that well for them. I guess you could say subpar. Bread, sandwich. Yeah, you get it. But seriously, Starfire, Beast Boy, and Cyborg get beat up by the Sandwich Guardians. Why do Sandwich Guardians exist exactly? That's a good question. I don't know the answer. But apparently, they're pretty tough baddies, causing Starfire to lose her hair, Beast Boy to crack his teeth, and Cyborg to lose his arm. Our Titans never give up though, and after a titanic tussle, they manage to defeat the Guardians and gain the ingredients to make the mythical sandwich. Oh yeah, and Robin managed to buy the bread. They all return home to find Raven surprised that they actually managed to find all the ingredients. So as a reward, she casts a spell, binding everything together to create the legendary sandwich. But that feel-good factor quickly fades away when a fight breaks out between the Titans, as they can't settle on who gets to have a bite of their creation first. But before a decision is made, a hungry Silky snaps up the sandwich before regurgitating it out again. And just like that, a sandwich that was fit for a hero will be enjoyed by Zero. The episode Driver's Ed kicks off with Robin fooling the other Titans into chauffeuring him around town for his own selfish reasons, by claiming it's some dire emergency that he's made up.
Starfire! Emergency! No time to explain! Come on, get the car! We gotta go!
He manages to make Beast Boy lose his game. Cyborg lose some data. Silky swells up and he causes Raven's demon to escape its realm. Needless to say, they're all not happy with Robin. And the next time he needs a ride, no one volunteers. Robin is puzzled by the lack of help. So Cyborg clarifies that they're tired of Robin disrupting their schedules for stupid errands. Starfire backs Cyborg up, but he fails to recognize her due to his data loss caused by Robin. When asked why he can't drive himself, Robin reveals his license is suspended after damaging the Batmobile in a fender bender, which obviously tickles the Titans. He mentions finding someone online who can reinstate his license. Raven warns Robin of the potential dangers, but Robin is confident things will work out, even boasting about being a master driver. Robin goes to meet up with his new instructor to become a master driver, and once he arrives where he was told to, Robin finds a car with paper attached to it with instructions to start the engine. Well, that's a bit weird, but whatever. When suddenly, a man exits a nearby bank with a bag of stolen money, putting the bag in the trunk and hopping in the car that Robin is in. He introduces himself as Ed, his instructor, and explains how the test will work. If Robin messes up at all during the test, he'll get a deduction, with too many deductions resulting in failure. The only problem is not only does Robin have to deal with the pressure of the test, but with the police hot on their tail. Robin tries his best to duck and weave his way through traffic, and to keep away from the pesky police, but Ed keeps giving deductions for silly things, and they all really start to add up, causing Robin to fail. Back at the tower, the Titans once again laugh at Robin for failing, though Star assures him by saying it's common for people to fail their test, though it's not so common to, deal with the whole police chase and a maniac thief. Robin states that he can always retake the test until he passes, which he's confident he will, once again declaring himself Master Driver. The other Titans voice their skepticism about Robin passing. And sure enough, Robin continues to fail each and every retake, still in the dark on why his driving instructor is really failing him. Then one day, the Titans are at a cafe and notice Robin waiting in front of a jewelry store where he was supposed to meet his driving instructor. Ed robs the store and gets in the car as Robin speeds off. Raven tells the group that Robin is a criminal getaway driver, but surely he can't know, can he? They realize that Ed is manipulating Robin and lying to him about being an instructor so he can keep on using him as a getaway driver. The Titans chase after Robin to warn him about Ed, and he notices his friends approaching, but thinks that they're going to make fun of him, so he speeds away. A whole chase unfolds with the Titans' own T-car, and they chase Robin down to a park with the T-car crashing and blowing up in the same area, causing a tire to be sent flying that bonks on Cyborg on the head, which conveniently restores his memory. Back to Ed and Robin, the boy wonders while driving has exhausted his instructor, prompting him to pass Robin at last, if only to lose him as a getaway driver. Ed confesses his true motives, bragging that Robin couldn't figure it out. In turn, Robin realizes what he's done, thus not warning Ed about the Raven's demon behind him. On cue, the dark entity snatches Ed, dragging the petrified criminal into its dimension, all while Robin celebrates finally becoming a master driver. The episode, Hey Pizza, begins on an immensely hot day. Beast Boy and Silky are sweating profusely, so they find something cold to put on themselves, but they end up melting. Meanwhile, Raven is watching Cyborg fix the air conditioner, but he's taking too long, so she does it herself. Robin walks in, and he compliments Cyborg on how well he did his job, and then tells the Titans that they're building a senior center. Typical. However, his opinion changes when Starfire remarks that she purchased a bikini on the line, prompting Robin to build a pool instead. Those poor seniors. Beast Boy flirtatiously asks Raven if she's going to buy a bathing suit too. Raven shakes off the comment and tells Beast Boy that her leotard also doubles as a bathing suit. What's with the guys being such creeps? Cyborg and Beast Boy are enjoying some downtime when they spot an ad for Zippy's Pizza. The advertisement piques their interest with a 30-minute guarantee for delivery, offering free pizza if it arrives late. Being the incredibly righteous superheroes they are, the duo decide to use this opportunity to score some free pizza by deliberately trying to delay Zippy's arrival. Kinda scummy. Despite facing numerous obstacles such as robot sharks, laser barriers, and missile barrages, Zippy remains unfazed and always manages to complete the delivery within the stipulated time.
Hey, pizza!
This leads to Cyborg and Beast Boy coming up with a wilder plan: an orbital laser cannon to destroy the pizzeria. Kinda scummy, right? Later, at the opening of the senior center, when Zippy arrives, an old man tells him that it has been 31 minutes, which means Zippy is late. This causes Cyborg and Beast Boy to have an extreme nervous breakdown after their many failed attempts to get free pizza. What a way to top off their day. Robin then apologizes to Starfire after not building the pool and opting to build the center. She says it's alright because she sees the seniors are happy, and that she will still model the bikini for him. Robin gets nervous as Starfire goes to a curtain. She comes out in her regular outfit. It's revealed that she bought it for Silky. As the larva poses in his new outfit, Robin nearly throws up. The episode You're Fired starts with the Titans fighting Plasmus, a mutant monster that drinks sewage, on some unnamed alien planet. All of them attack except Beast Boy, who's trying to decide what animal to turn into. By the time he does, Plasmus has already destroyed the planet. The defeated heroes head back to Titan Tower, where Robin goes up to Beast Boy with a human resources rep called Gale to inform him that he's been fired from the Teen Titans due to his recent incompetence and gross behavior. All of them seem to be sad. None more than Cyborg. He and Beast Boy are best friends after all, but even he can't stop his friend from getting fired. The team soon decide to scout out a new Teen Titan with animal powers to fill the void of Beast Boy. The tryouts take place later that night. where multiple contestants come and go. First comes Vixen, who gains the powers of any animal she comes in contact with. This nearly earns her the spot, but she also gains the habits of the animals, which none were willing to deal with. Buana Beast is up next, who splices Silky and a rabbit together, to all the Titans' horror. Detective Chimp is hardly given a chance. Then comes Beast Babe. Obviously Beast Boy disguised as a girl as an attempt to get back on the team, which all of them see through. Next up were Zan and Jaina, otherwise known as the Wonder Twins. Jaina could turn into any animal, and Zan can turn into water, ice, and gas. The Titans only want Jaina.
Zan! We decided to go another way.
But they had to accept Zan too because their powers only work together. Thinking Zan was useless, they put him as a receptionist for the Titans. Zan hates his new job, but sticks with it for his sister. Meanwhile, Cyborg and Beast Boy catch up to have lunch, where a plan is hatched to try and kick Jaina out of the Teen Titans, so Beast Boy can get his old role back. How? Well, using Zan to sabotage Jaina, of course. Their plan was going well. Beast Boy and Zan are able to make Jaina look bad, or mess the Titans up during each battle. But when it's time to meet up with the Titans, they still seem quite happy with her in the team. Beast Boy confronts the Titans, pointing out Jaina's mistakes. However, Zan had turned on him and told the Titans that they were sabotaging her. Zan can't take the embarrassment any longer, and transforms into his water state, flushing himself down the toilet. Shocked, the Titans come up with a plan to get him back, with Beast Boy taking up the responsibility of doing so. He transforms into a fish, and is flushed by Raven, where he finds Zan at the end of the drain. Beast Boy then turns into a form of a pelican, captures Zan in his beak, and returns him to the tower. After saving Zan from a watery grave, Beast Boy is welcomed back into the Titans with open arms, and the Wonder Twins decide that crime fighting, for now, is a little bit too hard. All is back to normal. Well, kind of. Beast Boy may be back, but for the trouble he caused, he's been given Zan's role as a receptionist. Now that's a cold call. In the next episode, the Titans are in the midst of a battle with Dr. Light, who is stealing the mysterious prism from a museum. The Titans don't really take the fight seriously, as their main goal is to take him down after making a cheesy one-liner. Raven, on the other hand, simply teleports him to jail through a black hole to get the job done, as she didn't care about making a stupid joke. Back at the tower, Robin asks what to do with the prism, and the Titans start passing it around like a ball while everyone asks Raven if she has feelings. Because who doesn't like a good joke?
You need to calm down! You are out of control!
Then suddenly, the prism begins to glow. All the Titans pass the prism to one another before it reaches Raven and she gets sucked in. Inside the prism, Raven scolds the Titans for messing around with it before the prism drops and shatters to pieces. The pieces then glow different colors, and 5 ravens appear, each representing a core part of her personality. Red, her rage; pink, her happiness; gray, her timidity; purple, her passion; and orange, her laziness. Starfire tells the Titans that maybe Raven will be better in battle. Not only do they have 5 of her, but they know what each one is thinking. Everyone settles down on the couch. Passion Raven snuggles up to Beast Boy as Cyborg asks who wants to see everyone's favorite action movie. Well, his favorite action movie. Rage Raven quickly punches him in the wall and tells him he's a jerk, that it's only his favorite movie. Then Robin asks to see a horror movie, but timid Raven says horror movies make her stomach nervous, and she throws up on the couch. Then Starfire suggests a comedy, and Happy Raven says comedies make her laugh, while Rage Raven hits Cyborg again because she loves comedy. Robin is enjoying how quickly they came to a consensus with how expressive the different ravens are.
I'm really liking these different ravens. Ow! Blech.
The next morning, Cyborg is flipping pancakes in the kitchen when Happy Raven swoops in and transforms them into cute animal shapes. But before anyone can enjoy them, Rage Raven crashes the party and destroys the pancakes.
Hey, gang, what's for breakfast?
Meanwhile, Passion Raven is showering Beast Boy with kisses, leaving him completely smitten. Suddenly, the emergency alarm blares, and Robin orders everyone to head to Jump City, where a monstrous creature is wreaking havoc. Despite Robin's instructions, each Raven starts doing their own thing. Laziness falls asleep. Rage punches Cyborg, Happiness plays with Starfire, Passion continues her affection towards Beast Boy, and Timidity gets sick. Disappointed by the chaos, Robin decides they need to merge the Ravens back into one using crystals. However, Laziness couldn't care less, and Rage rejects the idea as they've grown to like how independent they've become, and they all escape through a portal, leaving Robin frustrated. Cyborg suggests going after the most dangerous Raven, Pink. Meanwhile, Robin and Starfire manage to trap Timidity, while Beast Boy and Cyborg goof off with Happiness. Eventually, they successfully trap each Raven, except for Laziness, who's found snacking on the couch. After putting the Ravens back together, Raven thanks her friends, but they're unsure if she's even being sincere. The next episode on our Titan tour, titled Legs, is the debut episode for a very special alter ego. The episode begins with the Titans wanting to goof around and dance, because apart from crime fighting, what else are they supposed to do? However, Raven isn't particularly the dancing type, and instead decides to hide away and meditate. Robin refuses to take no for an answer, and jumps into her cloak, but as quickly as he jumps in, Raven punches him back out. The other Titans gather around Raven and tell her that they aren't surprised she doesn't want to have fun, and blame her all-powerful cloak for making her so grumpy all the time. Starfire suggests that if she changes clothes, maybe, just maybe, her personality would change too. But that, just like the idea of dancing, is quickly shut down. Robin, meanwhile, who's been sat on the floor dizzy since being punched, tells the others that they can experiment with this idea. So while Raven takes a shower, Robin tiptoes into the bathroom to steal her cloak. He brings it back to the other Titans as each of them takes turns trying on the powerful piece of clothing. Each Titan has a bad reaction to the cloak. Robin never wants to take it off. Beast Boy transforms into a devilish monster, and it even turns Starfire mean. As for Cyborg, well, it doesn't really do anything. But let's just chalk it up to the fact that he's mostly machine. Before Cyborg can take off the cloak though, a slightly less grumpy than usual Raven approaches, wanting to get her garment back. The Titans point out to their friend that she's a little different. Her posture's better, her voice is a little higher, and she's less mean.
And I'm, getting used to your legs.
The Titans ask Cyborg for his opinion, only to find him completely hypnotized, still wearing the cloak. I guess it did affect him after all. Unable to take the cloak off, Cyborg now becomes the Titans' replacement Raven, taking up dark meditation and even being against his friends dancing. Although the actual Raven has come around to the idea and is actually pretty good. Their crime alarm goes off and it's Hive, up to their usual tricks again, causing trouble. Raven heads for Jinx and goes to unleash her famous spell, when she realizes that she's actually got the use of her legs now. So hey, why not use them? And boy, does she use them. She makes short work of Jinx while the other Titans take down the rest of Hive. Cyborg's battle takes a turn when he uses Raven's famous spell, but is quickly disappointed when Beast Boy tells him he just used his normal weapons, not magic. Back at Titan Tower, Raven calls a meeting to announce that she's leaving the Titans. She tells her friends that she wants a new crime-fighting challenge, that they were right about her cloak holding her back, and from this day forward, she will be a solo hero called Lady Legacy. That's right, this is the episode where the all-leg, all-action hero was first born. Raven then goes on a crime-fighting spree as her new alter ego, putting the boot on crime.
Azarath, Metrion, Zinthos!
Cyborg, meanwhile, still tries to conjure up magic in the absence of Raven, where all the Titans still tell him how sad and useless he's become. Jeez, I thought they were his friends. That was Cyborg's final straw, as he snaps and captures his friends. In Jump City, news that the Titans are under attack is played across town, where Lady Legacy hears of her friend's new foe and rushes to their aid. She quickly takes down Cyborg, knocking him out of the cloak and saving her friends. Raven realizes now that while her Lady Legacy's persona was fun, only she can deal with the darkness her cloak holds. So for the greater good of humanity, she puts the cloak back on and rejoins the Titans. The episode begins as Cyborg's day off is off to a terrible start. His wake-up process malfunctions. The handle on the refrigerator breaks. The microwave oven blows up, the TV screen falls off the wall, and the remote control snaps in half. Cyborg comments that nothing is working, which leads Raven to warn them to avoid the bathroom. Starfire then enters the bathroom and discovers why.
At least
The Titans decide that they hate their living conditions, but Robin suddenly appears and warns his teammates of the Hive 5's new evil plan. Now, old Teen Titans fans will know who they are, but for those who are new around here, Hive 5 are a group of supercriminal students led by Jinx, who formed a supergroup during their days at the Hive Academy. They plan to transform the Hive Tower into a giant, deadly, evil space station. Robin explains that his plan is to infiltrate the tower as a villain called Red X. After Robin is asked how he plans on gaining acceptance from the Hive, he explains his strategy. He'll earn their respect by taking down their strongest member, Mammoth. Disguised as Red X, Robin arrives at Hive Tower and announces his desire to join their team. Despite their unconventional recruitment process, Gizmo accepts him. However, Red X, not paying attention, immediately attacks Mammoth, violently beating him. Gizmo orders Red X to stop, reminding him he's already accepted, then instructs him to make himself comfortable while they work on their plan. Meanwhile, Red X sneaks into the reactor core, plants his bomb, and sets it for 2 minutes. Exiting the room, he encounters Gizmo, who offers him pizza from their wood-burning oven. Robin quickly adjusts his bomb's timer to 24 hours, before enjoying some pizza and returning home. Back at Titan's Tower, the Titans have a dinner of cold fish and peas. Cyborg complains about the broken microwave, prompting Starfire to remind him he hasn't fixed it yet. Robin returns home, and Raven asks if he destroyed the tower. Robin explains he's still gathering information and plans to destroy it the next day. Despite Starfire's invitation to eat, Robin declines, claiming he's already had pizza from the Hive's stove. Cyborg proposes a plan for the next day. The following day at Hive Tower, Cyborg, disguised as his supervillain alter ego, Stone, bursts in, expressing his desire to join the team.
Nice, you're in.
Guess I'll have to prove myself then.
Although Gizmo accepts him, Stone decides to prove himself by, you guessed it, violently attacking Mammoth. Gizmo, furious, orders him to stop and assigns Red X to show him around. Despite Red X recognizing Stone, the two decide to play air hockey while reviewing their plan and adjusting the bomb timer yet again. Meanwhile, the Titans at their tower grow bored, with Beast Boy resorting to pulling items out of Silky's mouth for entertainment. Red X and Stone return to the Titans, informing them they're still gathering intel and plan to destroy the tower the next day. Obviously though, the other Titans become jealous of Robin and Cyborg's access to pizza in a fixed-up tower. The following day, Beast Boy, Raven, and Starfire, dressed as villains Ravine, Sapphire, and Beast Bob, arrive at Hive Tower and ask to join the team. Gizmo immediately accepts them, and they attack Mammoth to prove themselves. Aw, poor guy. Later, they decide to set the bomb timer back for 47 years. As the Hive finishes upgrading the tower to a space station, Jinx orders Gizmo to get rid of the new members. Gizmo, unwilling to be rude, decides to blow up the tower instead. However, upon arriving at the core, they discover another bomb already there. While the Titans arrive just in time to stop the explosion, a battle breaks out between them and the Hive. Robin and Gizmo brace themselves for the explosion, which is visible from space. Later, back at Titan Tower, the Hive 5 have moved in, behaving rudely and annoyingly. The Titans, eager to get rid of them, contemplate destroying the tower.
It'll be fast. In and
The episode Brian begins with Beatbox and Birdarang, two characters we meet in an earlier episode, Power Moves. These two are sentient fusions of Robin's and Cyborg's tech, but most importantly, they're best friends. Entering a darkened living room only for the lights to suddenly blaze on, revealing a surprise birthday bash thrown by Painbot, a robot designed for torture that appeared in the episode Waffles. Super Robin, a genetically modified superbird who appeared in the episode with the same name, Dave, Beast Boy's pet wolf who was first seen in the episode Little Buddies, which is the group name for Painbot, Super Robin, and Dave. The Titans also tag along to the party, but amidst the celebration of music and dance, the Titans receive a crime alert and rush off on a mission, leaving the Little Buddies to keep the party alive. Fast forward 8 months later. The Little Buddies are still reveling in the festivities, unaware that the Titans are now imprisoned in a cell with electric bars, courtesy of the Brain. Robin, despite being confident in their eventual escape, realizes they're in trouble when Beast Boy mistakenly calls the Brain Brian. Attempting multiple escape plans, they face excruciating electric shocks each time. Meanwhile, back at the tower, Super Robin detects the distress signal and deduces the Titans' capture.
A distress beacon? Oh, snap. I thought it was a party light.
Prompting the Little Buddies to take action. They storm the Brain's headquarters on the roof, but their attempt is thwarted by a purple gorilla named Mansoor Mala, one of the members of the Brotherhood of Evil. This leads to Little Buddy's capture. Inside the cell, the Titans, except for Robin, adjust to their captivity, while Robin tries to access the cell's command panel,
this really hurts! Hey, keep it down!
resulting in a painful injury that draws the Brain's attention. The Little Buddies, rallying together, manage to defeat Mala and make their way to the main laboratory where they confront the Brain's latest creation, the giant robot armor named Brian. Equipped with the Titans' powers, the robot overwhelms them until Birdarang, empowered by Beatbox's sacrifice, delivers a decisive blow, freeing the Titans' powers and enabling their escape. As they celebrate their victory, they revive Beatbox, who had fallen in battle, with Cyborg installing new batteries.
No one is coming for us!
Look who has come for us, Robin.
However, Robin remains in his cell, stubbornly digging with a spoon, either unaware of his freedom or stubbornly determined to enact his escape plan. The episode begins with the crew gathered around a metallic hatch in Titan Tower. Robin eagerly anticipates unveiling the secret hidden behind the door, a realm filled with adventure, intrigue, and danger. Robin types in the code, and they enter the misty room, only to find it barren except for blue squares. It's a virtual reality room where anything can be created via your imagination. Robin plugs in a game cartridge, but it doesn't work. After a gentle blow, the room's walls start blinking red, and they're transported into a pixelated video game environment. Cyborg and Raven aren't impressed with the graphics, The room is revealed to be a virtual reality training ground for heroes to test their abilities. A button labeled Imagination Push to Start appears, and it chooses Starfire to go first. The scene changes around Starfire into a waterfall, with an accompanying title screen that says Starfire's Quest, The Legend of the Legendary Quest, which, if you couldn't guess, is a parody of The Legend of Zelda. She then flies out into a village square, where she enters a rocky house in which an old man lives. In the torchlit room, he produces a sword and points it at Starfire, offering it to her. She declines and leaves, but the old man follows. Outside, a gang of land squids appear and want to fight with the new duo, where the old man strikes out, but he surrenders instantly when ink is spurted all over his face. The old man begs Star to take them down, but she reverts to her usual kindness. Not really the time, you know?
Scratchy, 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 scratch, all the living long days and months.
But somehow, it works. Continuing the journey, the three come upon another cottage house, where a chicken is running loose. The owner is fretting, begging Starfire to catch the fowl. Once again, the old man tries to go one-on-one with the hen, but she easily dodges the sword blow and jumps at his head, pecking at his eyeballs relentlessly. Starfire again uses her kindness as her greatest strength. The four now start dancing again, because that's what happens when you're happy in video games. This continues for her entire game, and unfortunately, due to the constant dancing, they never did get to fighting the evil wizard final boss. And he took over the world. Not the greatest hero story, but how will our next Titan get on? Up next, a pixelated Beast Boy, standing on a sidewalk overlooking a highway with multiple speedy vehicles. Although he wanted a harder game, he transforms into a froggy frog and jumps at it, and gets flattened right off the bat. So he tries again, hoping to have learned from his lesson, but as soon as he steps foot on the second lane, the same thing happens. While complaining about the horrible drivers, he almost makes it to the river, only to be gobbled up by a sneaky orange snake waiting for him. Out of ideas, Beast Boy racks his brain, trying to think of some way he can cross the road quickly, and then it comes to him. Be a chicken. Because why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side, of course. He transforms and goes for it, easily dodging vehicles. He even gets a little cocky and jumps right on top of them. Beast Boy gets careless and is bitten by an alligator. And just like that, all of his lives are used up. So 2 Titans, 2 failures. Raven is up next, and her training is Circle Guy, which is an obvious parody of Pac-Man. She looks like a ghost, along with Pink Raven, Red Raven, and Purple Raven from the earlier episode. Raven is admiring her appearance when she sees Circle Guy munching their dots. Raven orders an attack, but is angry when the other Raven ghosts dash around the maze without a strategy. After Circle Guy takes their fruit, Raven mobilizes them to corner him into, well, the corner. However, it quickly backfires when he eats a Powerball. Pink Raven can't get away in time and is eaten by the circular fiend. Raven rallies the rest of the troops and they manage to surround him on all sides. But suddenly, Mrs. Circle Guy, Mrs. Circle Guy, barges in out of nowhere and eats the fleeing ghosts. Cyborg is the next Titan to be put to the test and is sitting in his favorite car, the T-Car, and he's eager to get started. He starts driving, and quickly, 2 cars bump into him. A skull car that annoys him by tailgating, and when Cyborg taunts him, the driver rear-ends him, causing both of them to spin out and land in a nearby ditch. After a brief moment of rage with the businessman who ran him off the road, Cyborg suddenly spots an Eat Pie sign. Cyborg grows excited, but is soon horrified as the businessman returns, shooting bursts of bullets at him. Cyborg then dodges a pothole just in time. But the business can't swerve in time, and he crashes. Cyborg then finally reaches the store and pulls into the parking lot.
But I said I want you to say pie, I want pie, I want pie.
The businessman returns in an attack helicopter and blows up Cyborg's car and the pie shop. Another Titanic fail. The final mission takes place in a sunset world with bricks. Robin starts his game where he finds a snail lying in his path, so he steps on it to make sure it's nice and dead. Robin keeps stomping on them until, to his disappointment, it falls off the map. He gets back to the mission, but is soon distracted by a block with a question mark symbol. Wondering what's inside, Robin headbutts it, and $1 falls to the ground. Pleased, he continues hitting it, bills floating to the ground until he's about to fall over unconscious. Still dazed, he gets refocused on the mission, climbing a slope and bypassing a red pipe. But he can't resist the urge and backtracks to the pipe. The only thing that awaits him in a sewage pipe is sewage. Well, he dies. Choosing not to continue, he gets the game over screen, and the episode ends with all Titans failing to save the day. The episode begins with Robin's alarm clock going off on Christmas morning. All the other Titans hear it and run to the living room, expecting presents under the Christmas tree. For the last 2 years, the Titans have been left disappointed at Christmas after finding no presents under their tree. Will this year be 3 for 3? They eagerly check to see if any presents have been left for them, And just like the last 2 years, there's nothing. But instead of disappointment, suspicion is what shrouds the Titans. How can they, superheroes, crime fighters, and general do-gooders not get presents? Well, Robin has a theory. The only way they could possibly not get presents is if they're on the naughty list. Annoyed and curious, the Titans come up with a plan to journey to the North Pole and sneak into Santa's workshop. So off they set to find out why they haven't got any gifts for 3 years. Once inside Santa's workshop, the Titans split up. Raven and Starfire ask a gingerbread man where the naughty list is, but instead of listening to him, they're too busy eating everything in his house. They even eat his cat Gumdrop. Meanwhile, Beast Boy visits Santa's reindeer, and he ends up upsetting Rudolph with insults as he drives away in Santa's sleigh. Over in the toy factory, Cyborg gets in with the elves and asks where the naughty list is.
Does anybody know where Santa's naughty list is?
But the noise makes the leader elf angry. The leader asks what's going on, so Cyborg blames another elf who's then carried away by Jingle and Jangle for elf punishment. I wonder what punishment you could give an elf. Robin investigates Santa's office, where he finds it, the naughty list. He inspects the list for the Titans' names and he finds them. So the Boy Wonder tries to scrub out their names, but no matter what he does, their names just won't come off. He uses erasers, whiteout, and a mini bomb, but nothing works. He's interrupted from his erasing by Santa's dog, who barks to bring his owner to see the sneaky Robin who's messing around in his office. Santa arrives and scolds Robin for his actions, but before he can finish, the other Titans arrive and complain to Santa that they haven't gotten what they've wished for 3 whole years. Santa states that presents aren't the true meaning of Christmas, and that the Titans should know better. But that doesn't go down well with the Titans, who blow up his toy factory. Santa quickly backtracks and admits that presents really are the meaning of Christmas, even if it's against his will. The Titans decide to help Santa as an apology for blowing up his factory, riding in his sleigh, helping him give all nice and naughty people presents. I guess that is the true meaning of Christmas. In the episode TTG versus PPG, we have one of our first crossover episodes of the show. The Teen Titans face off against none other than the Powerpuff Girls. The episode begins where the Powerpuff Girls call home, the city of Townsville, where the maniacal monkey and the archenemy to the Powerpuff Girls, Mojo Jojo, is plotting to use cybernetically enhanced battle monkeys to attack the city. The girls, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, break into his lab with Buttercup unplugging the monkeys, thwarting Mojo Jojo's plan. Mojo Jojo sprays the Powerpuff Girls with a repellent designed for them and reveals he will carry out his plan in a dimension where superheroes don't care about stopping villains.
A world where superheroes do not battle villains? What kind of awful place could that be?
And it turns out the villain is heading for Titan Tower. He appears out of thin air, but the surprise soon turns to awe as they call him a magic monkey. Mojo quickly realizes that they're superheroes, but Beast Boy is shocked that he can even talk. While Cyborg compliments his hat, I think it's a helmet, really. Cyborg and Beast Boy become fascinated by the idea of a monkey army after Mojo lets slip about his plan and asks to help him, not realizing Mojo is a force for evil.
Wait, you heard me?
I hear you loud and clear, voice.
Hearing voices again?
Robin, able to hear the narrator's voice, asks for its identity. The narrator is shocked that he can hear him. Raven and Starfire approach him, asking if he's hearing voices in his head again, but their question is interrupted by the arrival of none other than the Powerpuff Girls.
Who are the odd floating color-coordinated children?
The Powerpuff Girls.
Blossom asks how he knew their identity, and Robin says it was because of the voice in the sky. Moving on, Blossom explains they're traveled from another dimension, looking for Mojo Jojo, but the Titans insult them by calling them children and not real superheroes. They introduce themselves to one another, and the Titans say they're too short of their full numbers, as Beast Boy and Cyborg are missing. Where could they be? At the Haunted Tanks Army Supply Store. It turns out, where Beast Boy, Cyborg, and Mojo Jojo finish raiding the store for supplies while dancing to a song. We are in Jump City, after all. Cyborg asks if they should have told the other Titans where they were, but Beast Boy reassures him by revealing that he left a note. Raven finds the note on the TV, but it only says, "Help Monkey," which Starfire interprets as them in danger. Blossom grows frustrated and says that they've been trying to tell them about this. And finally, Robin believes they need the Titans' help as the Powerpuff Girls are only babies.
We're superheroes!
That's right, you are.
But Raven mockingly says, yeah, maybe when you grow up. Blossom bites back and claims that the Titans aren't good at their jobs. Starfire then says the Powerpuff Girls want to determine which superhero team is superior. but Blossom says that it's not a competition. But Robin announces that the Powerpuff Girls will face off against the Teen Titans anyway. Back with Mojo and the other Titans at the zoo, Mojo Jojo performs Monkey Army, while Beast Boy and Cyborg gather his army of cybernetically enhanced battle monkeys and build a lair. Mojo Jojo becomes tired, and Beast Boy and Cyborg agree to finish his monkey army for him. That night, Robin tells the only lead they have is the note, and that more clues are needed to find their friends. At the lab, Robin finds a hair on the note and begins a complex process to determine who it belongs to. But Blossom finds a postscript on the note informing that they're at the zoo. Looks like it's 1-0 for the Powerpuff Girls. The next day, the 6 heroes travel to the zoo where 2 gorillas are guarding the entrance. Bubbles and Starfire begin fighting about who can defeat them with kindness. But Starfire grows tired, and Bubbles uses her to defeat the gorillas. They come across droids, and Buttercup tells Raven she'll handle the defense, proceeding to defeat them. So with that, the Powerpuff Girls technically do win the competition.
It wasn't a competition.
How very immature.
At Mojo Jojo's lair, the maniacal monkey prepares to unveil his army of apes, but his new henchmen are partying instead. Mojo grows tired and annoyed of Beast Boy and Cyborg, but he has no time to deal with them as he catches a glimpse of the 6 heroes approaching his lair. So he decides to set a trap for the Powerpuff Girls, confining Beast Boy and Cyborg to use as bait, and then spraying them with his entire supply of Powerpuff Girl repellent. The narrator is concerned, as the heroes are heading straight for the trap, and Robin stops in his tracks, informing the others but assuring them he has a plan. 3 figures break into Mojo Jojo's lair and approach Beast Boy and Cyborg, only for Mojo Jojo to spray them with the repellent. He celebrates his victory, but the figures reveal themselves to be Robin, Raven, and Starfire in disguise. The Powerpuff Girls appear behind Mojo Jojo and defeat him. Robin tells the Powerpuff Girls that they look like harmless, adorable babies, but they are superheroes as they're smart, strong, and they have pure heart.
We couldn't have done it without you.
She has admitted it!
The next episode of our Titan Marathon showcases the team taking a break from fighting crime, as they're enjoying an episode of the ridiculous yet fun Babies vs. Dogs. Are they ever not taking a break from fighting crime? However, their TV screen is suddenly hijacked by the technological terror Control Freak. He's appalled by the show the Titans are watching, criticizing its oversaturated color and random humor. Good thing he doesn't watch his own show then. In Control Freak's opinion, classic superhero cartoons of the old days had far more quality, and he's determined to prove it to the squabbling Titans with a virtual dream. The team instantly finds themselves in the intro for a 1960s-style superhero cartoon, complete with dull color and limited animation. It's unclear to the Titans what exactly just happened. They've got retro appearances, a lack of body movement, and crazy metaphorical speech patterns.
Why do you keep saying stuff like suffer and servo, Cyborg?
I don't know.
Speaking through the now old-fashioned TV, Control Freak explains that despite the low budget, the Titans are going to have to learn to appreciate this old cartoon appeal, if they want to be free. This is, obviously, just the writers having a field day with all the criticism the show gets online. Honestly, I'm here for it. This show does meta very well in my opinion. Back to the plot, Robin decides it's in their best interest to play along, and an opportunity presents itself when laser-armed pterodactyls attack the tower. Using a stun Birdarang, the Boy Wonder drives off the prehistoric pest. Now, an adventure is afoot. See, now, I'm kinda getting to the older style. The Titans hop into the T-Jet and pursue the prehistoric animals toward an uncharted island. On their way, an unfamiliar voice describing the situation catches Beast Boy's attention. The voice explains that he's the narrator. No, not the Powerpuff Girl narrator, like a real 60s-style narrator, which, you know, is perhaps a low-budget implement for storytelling, but nonetheless, it's necessary.
The narrator stopped defending himself because the Titans had arrived at the mysterious island.
Eventually, the gang arrives at the mysterious island, and thanks to Robin's highly opportune dinosaur-tracking Birdarang, they find a hidden lair. A cage falls over the Titans as they enter the lair due to the narrator giving away their super-secret position, and now they're prisoners of the cackling Dr. Otto von Death. Now that's a classic villain name. Dr. Death plans to launch a rocket that will unleash dinosaurs all over the world, wiping out humanity. When asked why he wants to do this, Otto von Death has a rather one-dimensional sob story that sparks little sympathy from the Titans. Angered, he lowers the cage into a pool of sharks, much to the delight of the leering Control Freak. Luckily, Starfire uses her starbolts to free them. Just as Otto von Death is about to launch his rocket, the Titans arrive to stop him. But from seemingly nowhere, a gigantic T-Rex stands in their path. The Titans battle the dino, using various ineffective attacks that leave Control Freak completely unsatisfied with the action. Fortunately, Raven uses a portal to bring Baby Jack and Growler from the Babies vs. Dogs show into action. The two heroes unleash an all-out assault, even getting praise from Control Freak for their fluid, modern animation. After Otto von Death and his T-Rex are taken out, both the rocket and evil lair are destroyed. The mission is complete, so the Titans are teleported back to the tower, returning to their modern forms. Control Freak now has a fairer outlook on modern cartoons, but the Titans couldn't care less. They've got a babies versus dogs marathon to watch. Classic Titans. The next episode is called Booty Scooty. I'll let this short clip speak for itself. That is all. The episode My Name is Jose begins with Robin, Starfire, Cyborg, and Beast Boy having fun playing Superman, pretending to fly over buildings, and shooting laser beams like how Superman does. Raven hears the commotion and tells her super pals that while Superman is the benchmark for supers, they shouldn't idolize him like they do. She reminds her friends that they already are heroes and have their own unique and cool powers. She starts telling the others their good super qualities to convince them to accept themselves. Cyborg is a half-robot guy who can detach himself. Starfire can shoot laser beams with her eyes. Beast Boy can transform into any animal in the world. And Robin has the most fantastic hair, because he doesn't really have any powers. The Titans quickly complain about their powers being lame, and ask Raven for some new powers. By saying her signature mantra, she casts a spell that gives the Titans new superpowers. Robin begins to state that nothing has changed, and that they look the same. Raven says they didn't change their costumes since she has bestowed their new powers. Wanting to try out his new powers of being Aqualad, Cyborg detaches his head and throws it into the water. But Cyborg soon gets bored of his power, even after a fish swims up to him and reveals his name is Jose. I mean, I don't know about you, but if a fish told me his name was Jose, I'd be pretty entertained. Or severely worried about my mental well-being. One or the other. Robin then asks if he can fly, but realizes he inadvertently breakdances the night away and ends up falling outside the tower. So his first superpower is super breakdancing? I think I'd rather have super hair. Beast Boy's new powers leave him puzzled too. His power is the power of thought. Trouble is, he can only think about eating burritos. Starfire's new power is super stretch. She starts to stretch her arm around the room, but since she hasn't fully mastered her newfound ability, it suddenly slingshots back. When her friends once again grumble about how their new powers are lame, Raven, who's now gained Superman's powers, replies that they need more advanced skills to realize that their original powers are better, and brags about her new abilities, which makes Starfire and Beast Boy enviously cry. Which is fair enough, I'd cry if my friend gave me super breakdancing instead of Superman powers. Nevertheless, after Robin encourages his remaining friends to practice and find out their new powers' values, the three follow his idea. We see the progress of the Titans getting to grips with their new powers, like Robin breakdancing in an alleyway, Beast Boy avoiding the dangers in the streets of Jump City while furiously thinking of burritos, Starfire transforming into objects with her stretching.
So, what do you like to do for fun?
My name is Jose.
And Cyborg having fun with the fish, Jose. See, Cyborg? I told ya, he's entertaining. After a long day of the four other Titans testing out their new powers, Raven, with her new Superman powers, returns to the living room and asks the Titans how their new powers are turning out. She confidently believes her friends will hate them, and plead with her to revert everything back to normal. But to her surprise, the other Titans appreciate and have embraced their new skills, even using them as their actual powers. When the crime alert rings, the Titans realize that Gizmo and his robot army are attacking from a floating fortress, and they immediately sail to the rescue. Gizmo seems to have perceived how the Titans have changed their powers, and mock them for it, but Raven doesn't think Gizmo knows about her new abilities. Beast Boy warns her of the chance he might know, and if he does, he probably has kryptonite to weaken her powers. She overlooks Beast Boy's advice, which leads to herself getting blasted with Gizmo's kryptonite ray. Weakened, Raven tells her four friends that she can't give them their powers back, and that she should have listened. Despite being stuck in a dire situation, Robin makes an encouraging speech for the rest of the team. Starfire offers to slingshot Robin, sending him flying. He busts out some awesome dance moves with, great heroism, which, hey, admittedly, it does stun Gizmo. Gizmo then tries to row back to safety via his lifeboat, but is taken down by Jose and a school of fierce piranha. Good ol' Jose. He's the best. Although Starfire intends to stretch him to prison, she accidentally flings him into outer space. Looks like poor Gizmo is gonna get fried in the sun, which is probably a much quicker death than death by piranha. Back at the tower, Raven regrets being Superman and decides to give her friends initial powers back. But they like their new powers. When Raven questions them what are the chances that their lame powers can be put into good use, Beast Boy senses that there's trouble underwater. A group of electric eels who participate in an underwater dance competition are about to battle, and some of the audience can't reach for the phone to call for help. Raven thinks it's stupid, and she remembers that she and the others have learned that no matter what powers they have, there will be a situation where their powers will become effective, thanks to Robin's reminder. Agreeing with her friends, she jumps out of the tower again with the rest of the team. And of course, a fish whose name is Jose. Robin tells his friends that he must tell them a story. Not just any story, an origin story.
Oh, snap! I love oranges! So juicy and filled with that vitamin C's.
Robin ignores him and starts telling his story. His
Origin story.
But the other Titans don't really want to hear a boring, depressing story about Robin's childhood, so they stop him before he can even really get going. Raven then pipes up and begins to tell her own origin story, which is more interesting. She was a teen photographer taking photos of a science lab when she got bitten by a radioactive raven. This causes her to turn into Raven Woman, and she gains a series of raven-related powers: winged flight, egg laying, and nest making.
And that old man passed away at the age of 95 from natural causes.
I thought that they said Robin's story was depressing. Robin tells Raven that her story isn't real, and she stole the origin from a certain arachnid-themed superhero. This is when Cyborg tells his friends that he actually has a real origin story about him escaping a terrible explosion that blew up his homeworld and killed his parents. Then he lived on a farm with step-parents who had always wanted a child. He finds he has superpowers and becomes Cyborg. Wait, hold on. This is another famous superhero story. The Titans quickly shoot down Cyborg for lying, and the next Titan tries to tell their origin story. This time it's Starfire. She tells a tale of her younger self walking home from the movies with her cats. As they walk into an alley, an angry dog scares her and the cats, chasing them away, which causes Starfire to become depressed. Starfire takes the vast fortune left by her cats to build a headquarters in a cave and become the superhero Catfire, who fights okay, hold on, this is Batman. Well, if you replace bats with dogs, but do these superheroes have anything original going on? Beast Boy swears his story is real, so the Titans give in, letting him tell them his origin story. Let's see which super he steals from. His story is about the man with no fear, where one night, while marooned on a desert island after jumping from a crashing plane, a dying green alien gave Beast Boy a green power ring. Beast Boy then uses his power to fight a series of bad guys like Red Lantern. The Titans stop Beast Boy's story to tell him, just like the rest of the crew, he's a liar. This isn't his story, it's Green Lantern. Beast Boy then eventually reveals he's not real.
Check it! Oh, what? I'm not even real!
He's just a hologram created by Green Lantern, causing everybody to cry, especially Cyborg. The episode ends with Green Lantern appearing and laughing in the faces of the Titans. But don't worry, Beast Boy is very much real. What a weird episode. Our next episode is the first part of the two-part marathon episode centering around a talent show. The episode starts with Birdarang, remembering the events of the previous talent show episode in the Teen Titan universe, where the Titans battled against the Justice League and won. Birdarang interviews the Titans, and they say they will destroy any competition, mocking the other teams. But there's one team the Titans didn't count on turning up: Hive. The Titans are quick to complain that Hive are villains and cheats, but the evil enforcers defend themselves with a video showing the Titans cheating. The Titans think quickly on what to do, when Robin comes up with the idea of doing the booty scooty. It's back, and it ain't going anywhere, folks. The Titans get themselves ready to dance, but before they set foot on stage, the Hive crushes them, and they steal the booty scooty. Incredibly, the Justice League press the green buzzer for Hive, meaning they're winning. The Titans quickly think of another dance to do, and Starfire keeps insisting on doing her own act. But Robin interrupts, saying that they just need to dance, because that's what they're good at. He comes up with a new move, the lift. Cyborg and Robin take off. They begin to dance romantically, trying to wow the judges. But when Cyborg does the lift, Robin ends up being crushed by Cyborg, prompting the judges to press the red buzzers. The Titans once again rally, and they agree that Beast Boy should do the next act to try and claw some pride back. He decides to sing a song called Mummy Money, which he sang in an earlier episode. But before Beast Boy can sing, Seymour, a member of Hive, beats him to it and performs his song. Of course, the Justice League press the green button. Attention then turns back to a nervous Beast Boy as he thinks about what else he could sing.
It's a little something my mom and dad used to sing me, and my mama and my friends and everybody who pretty much was around too.
What inspirational song could he be singing?
Happy birthday to you!
The inspiration around him soon ends, and the Justice League begins to put their fingers on the two red buzzers. Birdarang addresses the audience and asks, is this the end for Teen Titans? We'll tune in for the next episode to find out. Luckily, we don't have to wait. We go straight back to Birdarang, who reminds us how everyone has failed, and then we return to Beast Boy. He's exhausted and sweaty, and along with the rest of the Titans, is convinced that they will lose. But it turns out that the Justice League were hovering over the green buzzers all along. Birdarang appreciates Beast Boy for singing Happy Birthday, because coincidentally, it turns out to be Wonder Woman's actual birthday. The Titans now have a chance in the competition, and with singing working for them last time, they opt for another song. A song that Hive can't copy. The Teen Titans song. Starfire asks if she could sing the song instead, but the other Titans turn their nose up at her and say that they'll cheat instead, just like Hive has been doing. Starfire doesn't listen to her friends, however, and heads for the stage to sing on behalf of the Titans. The team can't believe they're about to lose because of Starfire's selfishness, and most likely, bad performance. But they're wrong. Her song is incredible. The judges love it, so much so that Titans have a chance to win the competition. Now, this episode is a little bit strange, as it has an original and an alternate ending. I'll tell you both. In the original ending, Bertarang opens a wrinkled and dirty letter as they're announcing who's won, and the letter says that the Teen Titans won. Robin hugs Starfire, thanking her.
I'm the one who switched them envelopes.
But Beast Boy ruins it all by confessing the truth, that the piece of paper Bertarang is reading from is a piece of paper that they wrote to try and fix the result of the competition. And the real letter is given to Bertarang. He opens it to reveal Teen Titans won? But because they admitted to cheating the first time around, they're automatically disqualified, and Hive wins. The Titans apologize to Starfire for dragging her into this mess, but being kind and big-hearted as always, Star forgives them, and is glad to have at least shared her song. Now, in the alternate ending, Bertarang once again is going to reveal the winners, and the Titans win. But just like before, the Titans are accused of cheating, and with no other act to give the victory to, a rock band that debuted in one of the Night Begins to Shine episodes called BER turns up, performs, and wins the competition. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, these episodes are nonsensical and insane. The episode 365 begins with Robin epically jumping and smashing through a TV screen. Robin leaps up and tells his friends that he's got something exciting to tell them. This is their 365th episode of Teen Titans Go. He tells the team that due to the size of the episode, he can't rely on the writing team that usually drafts their episodes, but the show needs some fresh direction. The other Titans start to ponder who could be up to the task of directing such a monumental episode. Steven Spielberg, Wes Anderson? No, Zack Snyder. I mean, who else but the superhero movie mogul? The Titans daydream about just how epic their show can become if it's given the Snyder cut. So the Titans set out on trying to find Zack to get him involved in directing their show. But when they get to Hollywood, well, they're not so super anymore, and find that if they want to see a man like Zack Snyder, that they're gonna have to either make an appointment months in advance, or find a sneakier way. Robin schemes up an idea which leads them walking through the sewage system of downtown Hollywood. The gang cross a rickety bridge which wobbles under their feet and breaks, sending them crashing down to the bottom of the sewer where evil rats are lurking, ready to attack. The Titans deal with their rodent problem, but Robin throws a misplaced batarang when trying to get the last of the rats and ends up flooding the sewer with the LA River. Luckily, the flood of water pushes them upward and onto the Warner Brothers lot, where a security guard is waiting, and just like before, he kicks them out. The Titans try to take down the security guard one by one, but can't seem to get the better of him, until Raven transforms into Lady Legacy. She marches over to the security guard and kicks him down the sewer. The Titans then run into Warner Brothers to find Snyder, but instead they find a horde of zombies waiting around, who target the Titans as food and chase them out of the building. They leave the zombies in the dust and find actor Patrick Wilson, who played Ocean Master in Aquaman. He flees the scene after the Titans tease him about seeing Aquaman, and the coast is finally clear. They get into Snyder's office and beg him for a Teen Titans Snyder cut, and he agrees. And what comes next, actually, probably is worth being in a film. An epic battle with hyper-realistically animated Titans fighting in the rain. But that's quickly put to a stop when it's revealed that this cut was a dream Robin was having while in Zack's office. And when he wakes up, Zack tells him that he's given everyone Snyder cuts. His haircut, that is. Every single Titan now sports a taper fade. You know, they did ask for a Snyder cut. He didn't let them down. Now, although this is the last episode to air, there are plenty more on the way. And talking of more on the way, if you didn't know, in 2018, a Teen Titans Go movie was released. And it'd be rude not to recap it for you. So, here is Teen Titans Go to the movies. No, really, that's the name. The movie starts where else but in Jump City, where the inflatable destroyer, aka Balloon Man, comes out of nowhere and starts destroying the city and robbing a safe from the town's bank. The police can't stop him, but luckily the Teen Titans arrive to save them from certain inflatable doom. The evil villain is soon the butt of Titans jokes, basically labeling him as a fart man. Inflatable Destroyer doesn't quite recognize the Titans and mistakes them for the Guardians of the Galaxy.
You are the Guardians of the Galaxy!
So, to make sure that he knows who he's dealing with, the Teen Titans jump into a rap song to explain themselves and become distracted, forcing the Justice League to intervene as the Inflatable Destroyer nearly gets away. The Justice League criticize the Titans for being childish and not taking anything seriously. And they even tell our favorite supers that they're not even big enough to get their own film franchise.
There was a Green Lantern movie, but we don't talk about that.
This show really loved being meta, doesn't it? The Titans head to the premiere of Batman again to cheer themselves up after a pretty unsuccessful day of crime fighting. But when they arrive, due to not being on the list, they have to sneak in through Raven's portal and steal the challengers of the unknown seats. During the trailers for other upcoming films, the team realized just how cool it would be if there was a film about them. Robin naively thinks that there will be one about him, but obviously no such trailer airs.
Thank you for making a movie about
Utility Belt.
What?
The movie.
Sending the boy wonder crying out of the movie theater. The rest of the team follow him and come to the conclusion that they have to get a movie made about them. But to do that, they need an arch nemesis. Nearby, Slade, or to give him his full name, Deathstroke, breaks into Star Labs to steal a crystal. The Titans arrive.
Stop right there. Deadpool?
Deadpool? What? I'm not.
And attempt to stop him, but he defeats them by using his amazing power of mind manipulation and makes off with the crystal. But not before telling the Titans that they're horrible heroes. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the first time we actually see Slade depicted in Teen Titans Go. Technically, he was referenced in a couple of troll episodes for fans of the original series, but his movie debut is the real deal. Kinda crazy to think about considering he was the main antagonist of the original series. The next day, a distraught Robin is asked by Beast Boy to come into the living room to show them a movie that they had made for him. But Robin turns it off prematurely and tells his friends that while he appreciates the effort, a real Hollywood-style blockbuster is needed instead. Plus, some of the footage kinda made Robin look like a joke. Regardless, the team decides to once again head to Hollywood. Upon arriving, they have to tiptoe in unseen until they run into director Jade Wilson.
This is a DC movie? Oh, gee, I gotta get out of here.
Who is responsible for all the superhero movies being made. She turns down the Titans' request to be in a movie, but explains that the only way that she would make one about them is if they were the last superheroes in the world. The Titans briefly take her words seriously by going back in time to prevent the origins of other superheroes, but only end up ruining the future, forcing them to go and undo their blunder. Slade then arrives at Wayne Tech to infuse the crystal's power, and the Titans arrive to stop him. This time, putting up an actual fight, they secure the crystal, but not Slade, as he escapes. The next day, Jade invites the Titans back to Hollywood and announces that she'll be making a movie about them due to their recent fight with Slade. Wow, actual results! While Robin is given a tour of the premises, Raven, Beast Boy, Starfire, and Cyborg venture out and cause mischief. They find a doomsday machine that is heavily guarded. Cyborg tries to destroy it with a rocket shot from his back, only to have the rocket thrown away by Superman, who belittles them as goof-offs and think that they won't be able to get past him. Robin is shocked at their assault on Superman, but his four friends still doubt Jade. Maybe she has something up her sleeve. Either way, she convinces Robin to believe her by explaining that Doomsday is just a terrible acronym for a new streaming service, which stands for digitally ordering online movies streaming directly at you. She's using it for the new movie that she's making. She then decides to drop the rest of the Titans from the film and make it solely about Robin, because in her mind, the other Titans aren't worthy. The fame-hungry Robin gladly accepts, and so the Titans wish him luck and leave their friend to finish his movie. After filming wraps, Robin is starting to enjoy the life of being a star, being admired by all his fans. But when he sees a little girl's picture of him with the other Titans, it sparks something in him. He scrolls through photos in his communicator and begins to miss the times he had with the Titans, though Jade tells him to carry on with one last shoot. But during a scene where he interacts with the Titan Tower door panel, a light falls and knocks him out. He awakens and finishes the scene where Jade reveals that they were in the tower for real, and that she's actually Slade in disguise. Slade gets the crystal back from earlier and plans to use it to control the world. Like all supervillains, he escapes, leaving a captured Robin to die by setting the tower ablaze. Thanks to his baby-sized hands, though, Robin escapes the burning tower in the nick of time. but after he resurfaces from the ocean, he can only watch his and his friend's home being destroyed. He then calls his friends back, who gladly join to take out Slade once and for all. While the Titans unmask him at the premiere of Robin the movie, Slade unleashes the crystal's power and takes control of all the heroes, who then chase down the Titans. Robin goes after Slade while the rest of the team leads off these zombified heroes. Raven manages to teleport the brainwashed heroes into the universe, where the challengers of the unknown were sent to. Robin then attempts to destroy the crystal by tossing a bomb, only for Slade to catch it and throw it away. Having no choice, Robin has to go toe-to-toe with Slade, but Slade takes the advantage, and by damaging the rope of Robin's grapple hook, manages to cause Robin to fall into a place full of screens that soon play the movie about him. Slade then uses his brainwashing power to control Robin by forcing him to watch his own movie and tells him to attack his friends. Beast Boy and Starfire try to stop him, but to no avail as he violently kicks Beast Boy and uses his staff to electrocute Starfire. As the four are being cornered, Cyborg inserts the tape of their homemade video to show Robin the rest of it, but when he sees how they credit him for bringing them together as a team and regard him as a true hero, Robin comes to his senses. But Slade is still one step ahead, piloting a giant robot and telling them once more that they're jokes of heroes. Miraculously though, the team takes out Slade together, defeating him and his giant robot, all through being the jokey, sing-songy heroes that they are. Slade manages to use his remaining strength to get out from his destroyed robot, and passes out after admitting that the Titans rap is dope. Finally, the Titans all celebrate. Their way of dealing with evil finally pays off. The heroes all congratulate Robin and the other Titans for their heroism, with Robin admitting that he has learned to finally be himself.
To the credits!
Wait! Kids, ask your parents where babies come from!
Now, if one movie wasn't enough for you, then you're in luck. 1 year after the movie we've just covered, a new movie came out, and one that all you diehard fans will love. Teen Titans vs. Teen Titans Go. That's right, the old school crew are back. Heads up, there's a lot of Titans in this movie, so I'm going to try and make things as clear as possible as I continue. Hopefully you don't get too confused. If I'm talking about the OG Titans, I'll say their name. If I'm talking about Teen Titans Go, I'll use TTG in front of their name. The film opens with the TTG Titans battling Gentleman Ghost, as he attempts to rob a bank by possessing a man. The Gentleman Ghost retaliates by taking possession of TTG Robin and using his abilities and equipment to escape. The rest of the Titans eventually catch up and brawl with the possessed TTG Robin, physically injuring the Titan. The Gentleman Ghost then takes possession of TTG Starfire and attempts to fly away, only to be halted by TTG Raven's power. Seeing her potential, the Ghost hops over to TTG Raven and finds a large, precious gem in her dark mind. However, upon touching the gem, it begins to crack and unleash some of her inner demonic power, ejecting the Ghost out of TTG Raven's mind. Meanwhile, Titans witness a dark creature engulfing her, then destroying the Gentleman Ghost before restoring to her normal self upon recognizing her friends. While the Titans were awed by her powers, TTG Raven thinks otherwise and leaves the scene. Back in her bedroom, TTG Raven struggles to fall asleep, but as she travels inside her mind and ventures into the unlocked vault where her fractured gem is stored, her demonic self strikes her, startling her awake. Just as she floats towards her mirror, her reflection abruptly changes into her father, TTG Trigon, much to her dismay. He reveals that Raven's demonic half is slowly taking over her and offers to take it away, but she refuses to give it to him and flips the mirror backwards. He proceeds to explain the process of her gradually turning evil, which causes Raven to feel a bit anxious. She still stands firm on rejecting him and shatters her mirror before storming out of her room. After TTG Raven storms off, a malevolent voice speaks to TTG Trigon, and together they agree to continue conjuring their plan on turning TTG Raven into a monster. Meanwhile, a portal is opened out of nowhere, and TTG Robin realizes that it is a multiverse crisis. Suddenly, the Titans are abducted by the Master of Games, a being who explores the universe with his Warlogog to find the best versions of particular heroes. He pits the 2013 Titans against the original 2003 animated Titans, who agree to fight after the Master of Games threatens to destroy their Earth. Robin and Cyborg manage to take out all the 2013 Titans with the exception of TTG Raven, who is tired of the whole situation until she finds out she's barred from exiting. Raven is suspicious with how TTG Raven is forbidden to leave, while TTG Raven is furious and frustrated, which cracks her gem further, worrying her 2003 counterpart. Unfortunately, she is coerced into unleashing her demonic power against Raven, and she attacks ferociously in her demon form, knocking out the remaining guys from the 2003 team. TTG Robin, of course, mocks them without realizing the situation spiraling out of control. Raven notices that TTG Raven is having her energy absorbed while attacking her, so she snaps her counterpart out of it when she realizes the Master of Games is siphoning her counterpart's demonic energy. The Master of Games, who traps the 4 other 2003 members while the TTG Robin is frustrated with his remaining trio goofing around, reveals himself to be 2013 Trigon, who uses Raven's energy to resurrect the 2003 Titans Trigon. The 2 Trigons kidnap the Ravens and escape to the 2003 Earth to finish absorbing TTG Raven's powers so they can conquer the multiverse. Fortunately, the 2 teams manage to escape.
Why are they?
Whatever.
Upon TTG Robin having an unsuccessful landing, the 2 groups of boys begin arguing, so both Starfires reason with them, though the guys refuse to accommodate until the girls lead them to sing a rap. The 2 Titans teams agree to work together to stop the Trigons and rescue their Ravens, though the 2013 team's antics confuses the 2003 ones. Robin deduces that the Trigons are using a Warlagog from their Earth to travel between dimensions, so they need a Warlagog from the 2013 dimension, which convinces Starfire and the 2 boys to accompany him. Meanwhile, in Trigon's dimension, TTG Raven is annoyed to see her father still babying her, and Raven is displeased with her father, well, being alive again. TTG Raven is angrily hurt by her father's actions, yet TTG Trigon justifies himself by criticizing his daughter for being a heroine and hanging out with her friends, so he chooses to conquer the multiverse without her. Together, the 2 Trigons plan to destroy OG Raven as well, though the original Trigon deems himself as the superior one. Elsewhere, TTG Beast Boy and TTG Cyborg are perplexed with their 2003 counterparts, but do eventually start to mesh much better than they did initially. As for the Ravens, they trick their fathers into unintentionally releasing them, as 2013 Trigon struggles to give his 2003 counterpart a soda.
Place it to my lips. Well, I'm not gonna do that. You must! It is the only way we can conquer existence!
And both reach the 2003 Earth. The 2 have got to walk for a long while. But hey, better than spending more time with their dads, right? Back in the TTG universe, OG Robin has his own moment on the roof of the Titans Tower, believing that everyone's fate is in his hands. But TTG Robin's frequent interruptions irks him to the point of chasing the ladder off the roof. Robin returns to the operation room and finds that the other members were bonding smoothly. As Robin comes crashing down on his TTG counterpart, he announces that he knows of the existence of another Warlagog hidden in the TTG universe, and the TTG Titans deduce that Santa Claus has the Warlagog, surprising the 2003 team. The TTG Titans skillfully lurk into Santa's house and take down his reindeer and the guarding elves, until TTG Robin trips a wire, a part of Santa's plan. As a result, the 2 teams have to battle Santa and Mrs. Claus, Santa's secret weapon. Looks like it is only up to Beast Boy and the Starfires to take her out. In the meantime, in the 2003 Earth...
Yes, hi. Have you seen 2 sullen-looking teens?
TTG Raven could not go on. Instead of wanting to carry on, Raven thinks that it would be better to leave her gem cracked, so her counterpart hopes to persuade her by telling her to accept who she is, with the help of her friends.
We're almost there.
Back at the North Pole, Cyborg catches the MacGuffin, the Warlagog, and the other Titans continue to battle fiercely with the Santa couple and their minions. The Cyborgs then combine themselves to become a dimensional traveling machine, and the 2 teams escape by using the device to travel between dimensions, with the Santa couple pursuing them, confusing other dimensions' Titans during the process.
Let's get out of here. We have to save Raven.
The Ravens soon make it to the port and are about to board a ferry, but Trigon crushes it as he appears before them. They attempt to retaliate both of their fathers, only for TTG Raven to accidentally unleash her demon self when she's about to help her 2003 counterpart, which leads to her powers being drained by Trigon. Finally, the other Titans arrive, so Raven explains that TTG Raven is weakened, but TTG Beast Boy has no patience and just wants to check if the ladder is okay. It turns out she is as she wakes up, but not in the way he expects, since she's actually cheery and thinks that he's handsome. Raven, being happy, isn't a desired outcome for the Trigons, and he interrogates his 2013 equivalent. Fed up with his counterpart's insults, 2013 Trigon absorbs Trigon's powers and transforms into a new powerful being named Hexagon. Get it? Well, in the beginning, their bodies being merged appears to be hilarious, until he charges his power. To combat this new threat, Robin uses his Warlagog to summon Titans teams throughout the universe. However, Hexagon proves to be too powerful, and worse, TTG Raven is too cheerful to understand the danger. She eventually evens the odds by absorbing all of her counterparts and transforms into a dragon known as the Unkindness, protecting the Robins and then proceeding to retaliate against Hexagon. The Titans destroy Trigon's Warlagog and assist Raven in getting her powers back, which gets rid of Trigon. TTG Robin uses their Warlagog to send 2013 Trigon to a zombie dimension. That isn't the closure though, since TTG Raven is engulfed by her demon form. But Beast Boy's concern reminds her to regain consciousness, and she ultimately makes a consent with her inner self gaining the control over herself. All of the Titans are sent home to their respective dimensions, and the two teams bid farewell. But Robin doesn't want his counterpart to come back and visit, upsetting the rest of the 2003 team. Upon returning to their Earth, the 2013 Titans are glad that Raven has upgraded herself, but they don't have to endure another multiversal threatening crossover for at least another year. But then they're attacked by Darkseid. But they refuse to battle out of exhaustion. And that is our recap of Teen Titans Go. What did you think of the series? Do you prefer the original series or Go? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe so you don't miss my next recap, and I'll catch you next time. Have a nice day. See ya!